Slurpity diddly do, my G's morning family. It's Artifact here, and today I'm gonna give you a bit of a compositional D&B technique. I really like this technique. I'll call it the opening closing portal method. I know I've been doing a lot of talking head videos. I know I've been doing a lot of plugin reviews, and you're thinking, just give me the meat, Artifact. Where's the drum and bass production meat? Well, here it is. So, what I really like is this concept where you've got a rolling loop with drums and bass, and it's all sounding nice and wonderful. I'm just using some samples here, Go Syndicate stuff. Affiliate links down below. Okay, you've got a nice little rolling loop, but what I want you to do is to open a portal, almost a realm, if you will, into a new world, and then close it again. So this kind of technique works best for me compositionally. If you split up a 16-bar loop in half, so basically you have the first 8 bars kind of just normal mode, and then on the second half, the second 8 bars of the 16, you open a portal. You open a portal into a new world, you transport the listener into a completely different realm, and then you close the portal again at the end of the 16 bar. Okay, and then it'll drop and then go into the next part. So we want to open the portal halfway through, and you want the portal to sound almost like cinematic and like very big and like musically rich and harmonic, lots of harmonics and maybe chords. These are just 2 examples of sounds that I found in my preset bank in the Serum 2 pack Dissonance. So one of them is the Strung Along. This one's like a little more classic sounding. The first one is a bit more cinematic. That's the Scuttlebug. Okay. So those are 2 ideas, but you don't have to obviously. You can use anything. The idea is you want to like open up like the landscape, almost like open up the soundscape to something like bigger, to transport the listener kind of away from the vibe completely, just for like 8 bars. So we'll do it first here with the Scuttlebug. I'll play something in as we listen, like in the second part of the first 16, and you'll hear like the portal opens and then closes again. Okay. You notice how we have this lovely change of energy again once the portal closes. Okay, so it's almost like the opening of the portal is like a surprise factor, and it actually sort of creates tension because we're adding in another new element, and also an element which is like harmonically rich and like musically, you know, a lot going on, like big kind of chords, big pad chords, that kind of stuff, you know. You want to obviously find something that harmonizes well with the track. You can't just pick like any pad or any chord. It's got to have a, you know, the harmony's got to sound nice as well. But yeah, you see how we sort of opened the portal, and it was like a bit of a shock, a bit of a surprise. Like, you know, just a gentle sound, but it's a bit of a surprise that it was so different to everything else. And then once we close the portal, as we roll into the next 16. It's like a relief almost, you know. So there you have that sort of release. So it's like a tension and release thing. But it's like, you know, we're not creating tension by going, you know, mega ham with like more aggressive synths or more aggressive drums. We're creating tension just through like a soft portal opening sound. So let's do it now. This would be slightly simpler with just like the these kind of saw kind of string pads. I feel like these guys could really use a a bit more reverb on as well. So let me just slap on a bit of chrome reverb or something, make them a little bit softer. All right, something like that. They could probably use, to be fair, they could use a little more movement as well, I suppose. Maybe a bit of tape emulation or something could make them a bit more. Let's get some sort of flutter and stuff going on. Oh, yeah, that's a bit overkill, but you know, 33%. That's wonderful. Right, so let's try again now. I'll just, it's the same effects, just with a different sound, right? So again, same idea. We opened a portal into a new world. This world was a bit more synthetic and saw wave oriented with a over-the-top pitch warble, W-A-R-B-L-E-X, warblex. So, and then, you know, once that portal closed again, it was like a relief again, you know? And that's how you keep the energy kind of shifting during like a 16-bar block. You open and close portals. That's a really great compositional thing to do in your drum and bass arrangements, you know? Obviously, the second 16 is cool again because we have these new top loops that come in. So the second 16 is different. So, you know, every 16 block should be different anyway, you know? But what I'm showing you here is how to quickly open and close a portal within one of your 16 bar blocks. And if you imagine it like you're doing that, it kind of makes it a bit more fun, like the arrangement. You know, you imagine that's the kind of goal. It's like you sort of open the listeners, like you sort of widen the listeners to kind of like listening soundscape with like a new introduction of like a sound which has like more cinematic depth going on than what was heard previously in the composition. So you kind of expand the listener's mind and then you close it off again and go back to the basic stuff again. And it's those contrasts that make music wonderful. So that's just a little tip for you guys today. Remember, we've got our feedback live stream later on this evening at 5 p.m. European time. Come and join us. And my preset sale, which has been running already for a week, is ending tonight as well. So everything's 30% off, sample packs and preset packs on my website. Check out the other links in my description for my affiliate recommendations, such as Ghost Syndicate sample packs and loads of other mixing and mastering plugins that I use and creative effects plugins. They're all linked down below. You'll be supporting out the channel if you ever grab anything from there. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, much love. Make sure you check out my Discord and my mentorship, and my mastering services also are available via email request. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, much love.